Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another titillating episode of Hollywood After Dark. It is, of course, July the 19th, 2022. We're talking about the fallout of the Rolling Stone article calling out the SnyderBot army. And tonight, we're going to be doing a little bit of exposing of our own. We're going to be talking about Mr. Ray Fisher and why accountability over entertainment is one of the biggest loads of bullshit you've been sold as a fan of this fandom. All that tonight here, more Hollywood After Dark, folks. Let's absolutely fucking go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. Like I said, tonight we're going to be really taking a look at some of the fallout of what happened in the 24 hours since the Rolling Stone article went up. There's been a lot to discuss, a lot to disseminate, and a lot of people, my God, a lot of people are fucking pissed off. So just as a quick aside for everything, there's been a little bit of issue recently in regards to the to super chats. Last night, not just one, but a couple people hit me up letting me know that they were unable to send super chats. So I want to offer an alternative here. Obviously, you can go to streamelements.com/3bucktheater/tip, become a patron, or you can use Cash App. That's a great way to just help out. The Cash App, well, I'll have to add that in there, but I'll do that here in a second. But yeah, there's ways to support if you guys want to without going through super chats. I know it's not on the screen, but it is an alternative. And additionally speaking, one thing I'll be doing as the channel goes forward is I will be uploading the archive of these streams over to youtube.com/Hollywood After Dark. And I will be making these streams unlisted on the channel so I can focus on driving more traffic to the reviews, but we'll still have the show here. It will take place here, but just that the archive will be taking place over. COVID freak Hayden.
You just like totally.
You were frozen for like the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What? Son of a bitch.
Like you said,
once you mentioned the Hollywood After Dark thing, it's like you were gonna introduce us, and it just completely froze.
And then it froze, and then it says COVID free Kate.
Yeah, I just said COVID free Kate, and then we popped in.
I'm like,
oh well, I mean that's a good thing to be. To be fair.
Yeah.
Right. Like
COVID. I know, but
that's super weird. Okay.
Yeah. Hey guys, are you ready to get Zacktivated?
Ooh. Oh. That's pretty bad, RJ. That's the thing there. All right. But no, what I was going to say about that was, okay, so I'm, Hollywood After Dark will be on the archive channel, links for that, all that stuff. And that's just because of the algorithm, right?
You're frozen again. It's a StreamYard thing. You think he's got to reset his setup?
No, I know what it is.
What is it?
I think it's because I'm streaming also over to the other channel.
Oh.
It's having trouble. We'll give it a second. We'll give it a shot. It seems to be working now, but god damn it. You know what? I have to re-up my StreamYard next month. I'm not going to pay them another fucking $480. You know, like, sure, some of the features are nice. 1080p streaming is nice. It ain't worth the fucking $480 I pay for a year. To 720p maybe, but this is getting pretty damn ass ridiculous. So
I want to file a complaint.
Yeah, so it's that Canadian internet, dude. I'm in Washington, so there's that.
Close enough.
With any luck, we'll get that. Maybe it's the heat. Maybe it's only 75 degrees here, but it is warm in Washington.
Hear about the Hoover Dam explosion?
I did hear about the Hoover Dam explosion. Yeah. That's that's crazy.
What the heck happened?
I was like, was it like some weird malfunction? Did water get onto something?
I think it was the heat. And just like a technical malfunction combined with that. It was just bad.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it wasn't terrorism.
Oh yeah, obviously.
That's good. That's good. Before we dive in, I just also put the Hollywood After Dark channel link right there in the chat for you guys to check out. There was a big thing today too. So Netflix has had another pretty bad quarter.
Oh, very bad. It's really bad.
They lost another 970,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and I think it's probably closer to 1 million.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That is definitely pretty bad. And with any luck, we'll you know what, they'll bounce back. It's just one of those things. It's just it's just a churn, and I think everyone's feeling it. I think the inflation, even though gas prices have started to decrease a little bit, some prices I heard have started to come on down a little bit. I think a lot of people, though, are just going to want to hold off. Like, they're just going to want to pick and choose. And now that Stranger Things is over, what are you looking forward to? Is it The Gray Man? I mean, they haven't marketed that movie for shit. They've done multiple world premieres, right? They just had the one for Berlin, I think yesterday or whatever. And the movie comes out this Friday, but they've done really nothing to, you know, make it a big deal, I think.
And just like, honestly, I don't really care about Netflix, honestly.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, I think it's like, for me, the ones I'm gonna like, I'm gonna keep Netflix and I'm gonna keep Disney Plus because my kids, you know, like, that's the big thing. Plus, we were watching Sea Beast yesterday, which was really cute.
Yeah.
I want to finish watching it.
Actually, Spherical Man brings up a great point. The Monsters were just announced to be a Netflix film. It's their big Halloween release.
That's going to be their.
Rob Zombie was saying it's probably going to be delayed to.
No, it's September.
Oh.
September. They said coming soon, just September, and then they announced where it was going to be. Like, that's yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair amount of it. I think there's a lot of a lot of stuff with that. But I think other things that might have happened today. I don't know. It's been a pretty eventful day in a number of ways.
It's been crazy.
Two
things. One, okay. I did a stream earlier today that apparently pissed off a lot of people, which tends to happen when I talk about hot button issues. But apparently, they really irk some people for some reason. There's certain people in Enosh's chat, and they're having a great stream. This is not about the three individuals who are on that panel. They're having a great conversation. But there's some people in the chat who apparently think I'm best friends with Casey Walsh, and I'm being groomed by you. Supposedly.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, so I've never heard of this person before. Sounds like a new account, maybe a bot. Surprisingly, a wrench over on that channel.
King?
Sylvester King. Oh, no. I've heard of that guy. Now that I think about it, right?
No,
he looks like
Sylvester King. It's a different guy.
Oh, okay. Because I think it's, if it's that guy.
Sylvester King, he's been around for a while.
Yeah. I was like, that guy. It's whoever the fuck this new guy. I don't give a fuck. Look, here's the thing.
Hello.
Kal-El was pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm more so referring to those two bitches, Rel and Zeno, who apparently, even though I said I have no real affiliation with Casey Walsh beyond maybe occasionally talking to him, they think I'm best buddies with them. And they think I'm lying and doing everything for clicks and views, which...
Oh, I get accused of that all the time. Somebody today, because I was, because I said fuck Ray Fisher, which we'll get into. And somebody was just like, oh, what, you chasing that clout? And I'm like, I already had it. What are you talking about? Like, you all fucking hate me. I'm the goddamn boogeyman of this goddamn fandom. All because I sit there and call out the bullshit. And as time goes on, the bullshit keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Now, granted, do I like to meme? A little bit. Do I like to be facetious? A little bit. Am I a bit hyperbolic? Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah, and we had a CY98 on, who came in like super hot in the chat, but then once he got on stream and talked to Jarbo and Saggy, he fucking froze.
And I actually defended him too. I defended him to max as well. That was funny. That was really funny because CY98 had made a comment about like my dick being in Saggy's mouth or whatever, and then Max is like, well, you're representing the Snyder fandom. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? So it's like the UN delegation of Snyder fans or some shit, right? You weren't all together in like Amsterdam sitting around eating hash brownies and talking about the future of the Snyderverse. It was fucking Twitter shit. Jesus Christ, man. But you know what it is though. I'll tell you guys this. There is a one thing I do want to call out. I do want to point out today. And I feel like one of the reasons why this is interesting has a lot to do with I want to promote art. Okay. I like art. I like people who write. I like people who create. I think creating art is a fantastic thing. And I like to recommend it where I can. So let me talk about our good friend Zod Rider. So our good friend Zod Rider has finally found the spirit, the will, if you think
he's found his calling.
He's found his calling. He's found his muse to finally put
what he's made to be on this earth for.
Exactly. To put ink to paper. to finally write about the true history, about release the Snyder Cut and restore the Snyderverse. And he will be contacting many people.
We need another book.
Exactly. This is going to be an honest account of events that will not pull punches. He says he will name names.
Oh yeah, he's not going to pull any punches. He's going to give the true, honest history. The true names everywhere. The true details behind the scenes.
Yes, true details behind the scenes, everything. But here's the thing you guys don't know. Here at Hollywood After Dark, guys, we absolutely were given an advanced copy of this book, at least an advanced logo.
You got an advanced copy?
I got I got to look at the cover. I got to look at what Zack Rider has put in his heart, his soul, his tears, his sweat, his blood, his cum. I have been able to find it. We have it right here for you first. Hollywood After Dark exclusive coming sometime later on this year, probably. Restore the Snyderverse.
Restore the Snyderverse.
This is the true story of how Zaddy saved a fandom and Zack Rider found a father. This is going to be Pulitzer Prize winning stuff here. We're going to be we're talking top journalists. The Society of Professional Journalists is going to come out and give him all the awards.
He has a degree in journalism and media.
Yes, they're getting honorary doctorates across the board, folks. You have no idea. They're going to erect mountains and statues in his image, right? They're going to show us the man who can see everything, and they're going to show us this in order to push.
Totally deserves this.
He totally deserves it, you guys. Absolutely, positively.
I've been waiting for this day for
support Zack Rider. Support Zack Rider the best way that you can. Restore the Snyderverse and help that man finally come to terms with the fact that
I have to ask though, bring up that cover. Did Zack draw that himself?
I believe he used I would love to say AI, but I don't believe. I think it was hand drawn. I think it was hand drawn.
They actually hand drew this.
Yeah, finally something of actual creation. I thought he was going to use an AI bot to create it, right? Because that seems to be in line with the themes of the story. But no, of course
he didn't want to be ironic and use a bot to create this.
We'll have to.
It would have been poetic irony, but I understand.
Yeah.
It would have been.
It rhymes. It's like poetry.
It's like poetry. It rhymes exactly.
You're such an asshole, Matt.
I am. I thought it was funny. Because there's going to be that there's going to be an entire chapter in that fucking book dedicated to my ass, right? Like it's just at least.
100%.
Or
there's going to be a Garbo. There's going to be a Garbo, and there's going to be a Beta. And
the chapter's going to be called Beta.
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo, Beta, and Garbo as the two. That'll be like the Garbo and his Beta Scooby-Doo gang.
Yeah, that's going to be, and they're going to be like, we're going to be.
I hope that he offers autographed copies so he can get autograph from himself, the God among men.
Yeah. I hope he one day gets signed by me and signed by Zach on the same cover to immortalize that particular copy. So there we go, folks. The Scooby-Doo gang chapter, according to Goober here, is going to be a great way Eddie here says, I swear I thought that was fake. No, Eddie, it's 100% real. It's completely not fabricated.
Yes, he's making a book, dude. It's real.
He's totally making it. That is real. He's actually writing a book. NTP here says, Lex Luthor looking dude. A little bit. Right?
Maybe that's why he's so in love with Zach.
Maybe, yeah. That's kind of a sad thing, isn't it? Right? It's kind of a kind of a frightening little anecdote there, I guess. So one of the things I think to kind of kick off the conversation tonight.
I wanted to ask: is this kind of like an honorary Chud Night episode, sort of?
I mean, like we're calling out.
It's kind of Chud Night.
Look, my Twitter mentions have been full of chuds literally all fucking day.
Oh, I saw they're making fun of like your image. This is the guy from freaking
right. I'm just like the guy from Mother's Milk's ex-wife's boyfriend or baby's new stepdad, daughter stepdad in The Boys season 3, and like, oh, it looks like you, and I'm all like, no, I'm clearly fatter, but thank you, and then it's ridiculous because they don't realize that like they're that guy. right? Like that's the whole thing. They don't realize what they say because they're dumb. But of course, it's been a lot of fun to poke back because that's just what we do. That's just what I like to do.
It's been a lot of coping, a lot of craziness going on for sure.
Oh my! Well, here's the thing with all this, right? So Asher says $2. Thank you very much, Ash. Says Matt, I made a meme of soups. Can I DM it to you on Twitter? 100%. We'll take a look at it at the end when we get through everything. Tonight won't be as long as last night. I realized
last night was crazy. That was like a 3-hour
one
article.
Well, so tomorrow I've got a phone interview with a reporter from NBC News over a particular person on Twitter and YouTube, giving my side of a story. So that should be interesting. That should be fascinating to see how that plays out. I don't know. I don't want to overplay my hand or talk too much about it. I'll be able to when that thing comes out. But yeah, there's a person that a little sus of an individual that I'm somehow connected with, and I'm being talked to. So and provide my half of the story, which is going to be fantastic. So and according to Slug here, Soups is defending the Snyderverse. That's fine. That's fine. I'm totally fine with Soups defending. I have nothing against that. Let us just reiterate this because I feel like we have to. We all three of us and anyone else who's been on the show absolutely wants to see Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. What we're talking about is the state of the fandom. I don't
know about anymore.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, justice for Adam Wingard, I think, is something we need to push. But
yes.
I have mixed emotions right now. I still want to see it, but I'll be honest, I have less enthusiasm than I did before.
Sure.
I had to clarify this. I still like Zack Snyder and Ray Fisher. I'm still very much looking forward to Rebel Moon. I cannot wait for that movie. I think that 2-part event's going to be awesome. But again, there's a lot of shit in there that I think is very concerning. That kind of like deflates some of my feelings about those two.
Yeah. Hold on. Reed here for $5. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. Says, can we check out that Ghost Files clip? I don't really want to play BuzzFeed stuff, man. Like right now I've got like so many copyright claims on my channel that like I kind of feel they're coming for me. So I'm going to cause that anime stream fucked me. It was fun, but there was I had so many copyright claims. Like I finally now am just getting rid of like the last segments of what was blocked worldwide because people who enjoyed watching it are mad at me because they can't go back and rewatch the replay. Because they want to watch the replay again. And I'm like, well, I got to cut out some of this shit because I'm getting yelled at by YouTube and everything else in the process. So, no, we're not. We're just not going to do that for right now. All right, but thank you. We will do. Let's see, what day is it? Today's Tuesday. I'll do a HWAD after stream on Thursday. Yeah, we'll do it on Thursday night because at midnight I'm going to watch The Gray Man. So we'll do it before then on Thursday, and then we'll watch it then. So I promise. Just remind me. And we'll watch it then. Be good. Also joining us is Jimbo. What's up, Jimbo?
Jimbo.
Yeah.
So, but just to kind of get back on point, the idea here is that we still, in essence, want to see the story continue.
Yes.
So the idea here essentially is just that where things are right now, and again, my take on it has been, and you guys might agree or disagree, is that over the span of the last 4.5 years almost, something has broken in Zack Snyder. I feel he has become angry and bitter and cynical, and I think that has led to a lack of judgment in regards to how to handle this fan base and to handle this movement of people. He refuses to acknowledge and call out any of the bad faith actors by name.
Right, he refuses to assume any responsibility for anything.
Exactly.
What's going on.
So there is a lot of that as a problem. And then so the big thing today, all right, the big thing today is, and the reason why I'm bringing up the thumbnail that I have is I think Ray Fisher has also exposed himself as being, I'm just going to say it, a bit of a bitch and very untruthful.
Interesting.
And I feel that accountability over entertainment, which has been championed now for 2 years, is an outright load of shit. And I've said this for a while because there's been elements I've seen pop up that simply to me say, well, you push for accountability over entertainment, but you don't actually live it. Now, maybe Ray does, but the people out there also who back it up are not living it. So, for example, as we learned last night in the article, originally Ray had, in the first part of the article, it had said that on June 26th, 2020, Zack went to Warner's pissed off that Jeff Johns and John Berg did not remove their names from his movie. Then there was the accusation that he said that he would bury them on social media. I'm paraphrasing. And then 5 days later, Ray Fisher comes out with a tweet that blames Jeff Johns and John Berg specifically, right? And right here, here's the tweet from July 1st. Joss Whedon's on-set treatment of the cast and crew of Justice League was gross, abusive, and unprofessional, and completely unacceptable. He was enabled in many ways by Jeff Johns and John Berg. So there's a little bit of suspiciousness on that front, in my opinion, in regards to that.
Well,
but that's what kicked off.
The timing's very weird, and it seems like this whole thing was coordinated between the two. Like this was planned. Like Ray came out probably because he did have legit reasons, but the timing was done purposefully to help Zack gain leverage and gain bargaining power to get what he wanted from the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, at this point, Zack was kind of pushing, in my opinion, a war. A social media war against Warner Brothers, but he used the power
of public opinion to get these individuals removed or to get these individuals to give him what he wanted, and he used Ray Fisher as a attack dog.
So, well, the Watcher
just keep doing it themselves. I mean, shit,
well, Watcher, we're not missing the point of the article. We went through the whole thing last night. The point of the article was mostly about Zack, more so than it was about bots.
The weaponization of the movement.
Yeah, and a lot of people who have been online, have missed the point completely. Yeah, they've all thought it's about bots.
Yeah, this is more than just bots.
So, and then to touch back on the bot thing here, I'm trying to find the this might be this image here. Okay, so this guy right here, Christopher Boozy. This was retweeted by Tatiana Siegel. Says here, a lot of people are shocked by this story, but it happens more often than you think. There are PR firms that specialize in this, and it's becoming more common. Companies are now hiring research firms just to determine if the groundswell against something is real or fake. And that is something to keep in mind. Again, even in the article, in the original article, they say that Zack had hired a outside firm in order to juice up fan interest in BVS Ultimate Edition. And this guy right here, he runs a website called botsentinel.com, which I'm looking at it right here. And it's to help fight discrimination and targeted harassment, saying we believe Twitter users should be able to engage in healthy online discourse without inauthentic accounts, toxic trolls, foreign countries, and organized groups manipulating the conversation. And this guy is an authority in this particular place, or in this field, and he spoke out about it. He also has been targeting Andy Signor, which is going to be, I'm going to look into that probably tomorrow because that's really funny. But this guy is really good at ultimately calling out, what he sees in his professional opinion. And I think you can see what he's aiming for. These companies now are trying to figure out if the people that are online causing a fervor over the subject if they're real or fake. And that is something worth spending the money on. Now, according to Jeff Snyder, who did, I think he worked for Collider, did the Snyder Cut podcast or whatever.
Yeah, he used to work for Collider. Now he does his own thing. I think now he works for the
Ankler, right? And Tatiana Siegel is a editor at large for the Ankler, but Jeff Snyder runs it. And he was talking with John Roca this morning, and I caught a couple minutes of it. And they were talking about this article, this report that Warner Media had. It's not even allegedly, they had in fact commissioned after the Snyder Cut was announced. Or no, I think maybe it was before it was announced or whatever. And it was basically like when they started noticing the death threats coming on in. And this is where they made the determination that 13% of the people using the tags were inauthentic. Now, Cylon Scotty, who hangs around this channel and is a friend of Enosh at Pondexter Lounge, he was on stream with them tonight talking about how, in his professional opinion, roughly 11% of the online stuff is bots. So 13 seems to be a pretty accurate number. And unless I'm completely mistaken, based upon what I was listening to, I know you guys are listening as well, he also was backing up the data from his perspective. based upon what the article
I
said.
believe, and I don't mean to misquote him. So if I'm wrong, then I
Yeah,
apologize.
if Cylon is here, I don't. He lurks around sometimes. He's a
went to
cool
bed.
guy.
He did go to
He
bed.
could go to bed. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But
there's that to
I
consider.
think he was basically like, yeah, this data does seem pretty accurate. Like he said that Graphica, I believe, it knows their stuff. I think is what he was trying to get at.
Yeah. And so these companies have absolutely been, this is not, these are companies that 100% they work on, they do their stuff, right? Like this is how they make their money. This is what they do for their career. They're not fucking around. But a lot of people out there, especially in the Snyder fandom today, are trying to argue that all it is bots. It's all fake. It doesn't mean anything. It's all bullshit.
And the whole topic conversation is beyond just the bot thing.
Yeah, the bot part of it is very dumb in my opinion, because you're right, RJ. It moves well beyond that. So, but to also kind of point out what I was kind of saying this, I think earlier today, is that people were upset saying this article was a hit piece. A lot of people have argued that this article was a hit piece.
It's the biggest buzzword. It's a hit piece.
I don't believe it's a fucking hit piece, not one bit. However, I think Warner's was probably aware of this. I think Zaslav was aware of this, and I think it was calculated, but it wasn't calculated for the reasons you might think. I think it was calculated for, not to go against Zack, but I think it was calculated for two reasons. One, San Diego Comic-Con is this week. And we know that The Rock is going to be presenting Black Adam, Shazam 2, and maybe The Flash? I don't think so. At Comic-Con.
Maybe something else
And maybe, who knows, maybe something else, right? Yeah. However, there are people out there that are under the belief that Henry Cavill will be announced as returning as Superman this weekend. We're going to get it this weekend.
Hopefully.
No, not going to happen. Not going to fucking happen.
I know it probably won't happen, but
I know awesome. It's like wishful thinking, right?
Well, that's what we all want, but it's just,
Yeah. But I think that this again is an article letting you know that the Snyderverse is dead. Henry Cavill has been out of the role since September 2018. That is not up for debate. That is when it was reported, and there's been no public movement for him to return in any official capacity since then. Despite what you might hear from Mikey Sutton, despite what you might hear from other scoopers, there's been no public movement, period. So that is worth talking about and looking at. But the other side of that, outside of squashing it completely before Comic-Con to dash the hopes people might have, those unrealistic expectations, the Snyder Cut Digital came out today. And what happened as a result of this article? People got mad. People got frustrated. So they mobilized, as these people tend to do, because for some reason, if you criticize them at all, they feel like they're personally smited. They feel like they're personally attacked.
It's all about emotions.
It's all about
emotions. It's all about that personal feeling.
Exactly. So what happens when that happens? These guys start absolutely positively dropping cash, because that's how they think that they can prove to a company that they claim to hate that the company should give them more of what they want. So this is pulled off of Reddit, the DC Cinematic subreddit, and shows us here that this is on iTunes. Zack Snyder's Justice League action adventure, July 5th, 2022, is now in number 3 spot behind Dominion and the Black Phone. By the way, watched Black Phone last night. Holy fuck, that movie was good. Go watch it. But we can see here, and there's Morbius at number 6.
Yeah,
what the hell? It's Morbin time. Come on, Morbius, make your way back to the top, buddy. It's where you belong. But that is ultimately where we see it. We can see that they're going to be spending all this money. I saw people buying it on Amazon. I saw people buying it on YouTube, on iTunes, on Vudu.
Anywhere you can get digital copies.
Anywhere you can get it, people were buying copies of it. So these are people that are out there decrying Warner Brothers constantly, attacking Warner Brothers constantly. And then as soon as the opportunity arrives to give Warner Brothers their money, they on it. And I love that, because I some of them are coming after me today, and I was being critical of that. I was like, you guys are just giving them your money. Oh no, we're doing it for the fans. So they know that we're not full of shit, that we actually really want this. Like, no, they're just going to say, give me your money. And that's really about it. That's really about it. It's really not even that big of a deal. But then we get into some other stuff as well. Today's been a very peculiar day, because we get into the situation involving, again, going back to Ray Fisher, because I kind of jumped ahead of that a little bit. Last night during the show, all right, Caden dipped everybody. Get some rest, Caden. And so last night during the show, we were talking about the Ray Fisher thing because he responded to Tatiana Siegel. And so I could find that image here. I got to remember where the fuck it's at. Here it is. So this is what he said last night. He says, exclusive, waning reporter Tatiana Siegel fails to overshadow digital release of Snyder's Justice League with contrived hit piece, Warner Brothers mourns. Sources say reporter still butthurt after being called out on her lies in 2021. And what Ray does is he posts an image here talking about the article involving that Tatiana had written for the Hollywood Reporter about Kersey Clemens being removed from the Snyder Cut. In fact, in her article...
it was about Kersey Clemens joining the Flash movie.
Oh,
and in that article,
yeah.
they talked about what happened with her original role in the Snyder Cut.
Yes, thank you.
In the
this is
original
it right here.
release, I mean.
Yeah, thank you. I caught that. I did get that wrong. And so, yeah, so she wrote this here, March 11th, 2021, right before the Snyder Cut came out. And then Ray is coming at her for saying, no, you're butthurt for being called out for your lies. And says here, Zack Snyder never cut Kersey Clemens from Justice League. And please fix your article immediately and check your sources. All right. Well, in the article, this article here. Oh, sorry. This is the other article. Oh, no, wrong one. I had the wrong images there. My bad. That's my mistake. Let me get rid of those there. So in this article, she mentions that that Kersey Clemens is being brought back for the Flash, that she was removed, that Zack Snyder did remove her from Justice League back in 2017. In the article yesterday, she stated that Zack had removed Kersey Clemens in the cut that he showed to Joss Whedon. Because remember, Zack had to continuously whittle it down.
Mm-hmm.
And there were certain things, again, they called it unwatchable. That's been a report that's been out there for years now about when the before going into reshoots, the movie was unwatchable because Zack had just brought this thing that
I don't know if I
simply
necessarily
didn't work.
believe that per se, but I can understand from the perspective of the executives who don't get this crap. They're like, "What the hell is this?"
Unwatchable is a bit of a loaded term, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's like a bit hyperbolic.
Unwatchable doesn't mean that the movie itself, like it just means it's not something you want to put on the screen. Like it doesn't have a narrative flow. And that is if you watch the BVS Ultimate theatrical cut, it was a bit unwatchable because there was so much removed from that in regards to narrative that it botched the overall story. And I think that's ultimately where we find ourselves with this. So it's just a very interesting perspective of all of this.
Well, that BVS was definitely WB's fault, though, because, I mean, they wanted to whittle it down, and they cut out some of the more essential plots to the movie.
True, that is true. Well, no, Zack edited it out to get it down. But here's the thing. A lot of those plot points probably could have been left in if, let's say, the nightmare sequence was cut out. Now, the nightmare sequence was meant to set up for the future, kind of like at the end of Avengers when we got that flash of Thanos, right? So obviously seeing Superman gone bad and Batman dying in that particular vision was meant to invigorate people to want to see more. And that's one of the reasons.
Like a big, what the heck's going on?
Yeah, and that's why the nightmare sequence for Justice League was the one most people were looking forward to. So, and then that came together beautifully. So we get a bit of that. And again, like everyone came back to shoot new stuff for that, with the exception of Henry Cavill, who did not. And Henry Cavill has not promoted Superman in a long time. And even Superman Day, as we mentioned last night, which was created by Warner Brothers to promote the release of Man of Steel in 2013. Even Henry Cavill himself has not promoted it in years. So again, follow what you see. Your lying eyes don't deceive you. This is where things are. And so when we talk about this situation with Tatiana, it does get a little bit more interesting. Let me just make sure I've got the right screenshot up here. I just want to make sure we got that. Okay, so earlier, then following up that comment from last night about the Kersey Clemens article, which I felt was a bit of a targeted attack on the woman, right? Because we were looking at this last night too.
Yeah, and I just had a lot of issues with it because again, it feels like it's going to cause Tatiana a lot of issues on social media. It comes across as very petty and childish, and again, it just is going to lead to more harassment towards her, which is like basically kind of
which it did
her point.
Which it absolutely did.
It absolutely did. It had a direct impact. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, a lot of people out there simply did not want to acknowledge that as being any kind of realistic thing. Never mind the fact that I think even we were looking through that last night and going like, yeah, no, pretty much they were shredding her up pretty well. I mean, they called her a devil, they called her a demon, they called her a witch. They, all of these really interesting things. Because they were upset that she had written this article that was providing a lot of inside information. And so Ray comes back out just randomly today, decides to fire off another salvo, saying here that, Rolling Stone and Tatiana Siegel need to amend this article immediately. Neither myself nor anyone on my team ever declined to comment to Rolling Stone. Furthermore, this type of rumor mill reporting is offensive, dangerous, and willfully evasive of fact, accountability over entertainment. So to me, I thought, oh, okay, well, yeah, sure. He declined to comment, right? But he's still commenting on an article that he declined to comment on. But, okay, fine. Let's, maybe someone will provide some context to that, right? Well, it turns out that happened. Right? No, hold on. This is there we go. This is the right one. It got out of order. So this is Noah Schachtman, if I'm saying that correctly, who is the editor-in-chief of Rolling Stone. He responds to Ray Fisher and says, here is one of several emails Rolling Stone sent your reps, showcasing that on July 18th, so yesterday, they had responded after the deadline, right? Because they had sent him an email on the 17th, so 2 days ago, wanting to know if Ray had a comment saying here, sources say they believe you had worked in tandem with Zack to weaponize the Snyder Cut fandom, and they say that you did so to help him get what he wanted from Warner Brothers. How do you respond? It's a loaded question, but given everything that this article was presenting, it makes a lot of sense. And they had said, so the thing is, though, so Ray kind of clapped back a little bit on that one and said, if you could get me back a response by, tomorrow at 6 p.m., that would be great. Okay. But remember, this thing here, neither myself nor anyone on my team ever declined to comment. So here he's aware that he got the email and he knows that he got sent this email. And the EIC of Rolling Stone is like, dude, we sent you the email. You didn't respond.
And he wasn't forward about the fact that he got an email in his original post.
Exactly.
He made it seem like he never even, like, the way that comes across is like, I never declined to comment, which basically means it comes across like him saying, well, I never got anything at all. So I don't know what you're talking about. So that's the way it comes across. And then it's like, well, no, you chose not to respond. And they told you, if you do not respond, we'll have to put in there, Ray Fisher declined to comment.
Exactly.
Which that's what that means. No response equals a decline to comment. That's how it works in journalism.
Yeah, well, that's very true. And again, he failed to acknowledge that, but while tries to put this gotcha out there, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And again, as I did tweet out today, 100% fuck Ray Fisher, because at this point now he is just doing whatever the fuck he can to try to get himself out of whatever situation gets called out for what he says or what he does. Okay. And so that is a very interesting scenario. And again, I want to point out this particular thing that I called out a while ago. This is from August 12th of 2021. Says here, these Walter Hamada, Jeff Johns puff pieces are pitiful and hilarious. $100 to the first reporter that presses them on the Justice League investigation, accountability over entertainment, which I interpret this as a bribe. Now, he might be being facetious, and he probably is, but still, this is not accountability. To hold someone accountable is, and then to put up a cash reward for doing it is, in my opinion, unethical. Because if the journalist takes the $100, then they're no journalist. They're a dirt merchant, right? They're a tabloid profiteer. That's all they are. They're a muckraker. And then by Ray's own standards, they would be considered someone not to be trusted. But here he has no problem offering up a bounty on any information or any person who's able to press Walter Hamada or Jeff Johns on this particular stuff. And I found that to be just a little bit on the disgusting side. But then we get to something a little bit funnier, in my opinion. All right. There's a little bit funnier stuff here that I thought was pretty great. And we move over to this article here. This is from January 7th of 2021, early on in the year. And it says here, Jeff Johns still working with Warner Media, despite Ray Fisher's claim that Rider is leaving. And in the article, Ray Fisher had said this. The Warner Brothers PR team has struggled to regain control of the narrative ever since they failed to bury me and the Justice League investigation with their September 4th hit piece, which unsurprisingly was written by the same reporter. More on WBPR and John F. Fuentes later. But then follows up by saying, as the fact is, Justice League investigation led to Warner Media and its affiliates parting ways with Joss Whedon. Jeff Johns will be following suit. Had Hamada gotten his way, none of that would have been possible, and the cycle of abuse would have continued. Now, Ray doesn't like what the article title says here, that Jeff Johns is still working with Warner Media, despite Fisher claiming that the writer is leaving. And looking back at this here, him saying Jeff Johns will be following suit, that's a bit of an implication. That's a bit of a direct implication. That's a little bit of a direct statement right there. Now
it's
you can
saying I know for a fact Jeff Johns will be leaving. They're parting ways with Jeff Johns.
That's exactly what he's saying. Of course, he disagrees with that because, again, you can't ever question Ray Fisher on what he says because he very much uses these tactics to be able to get out of what he implies. Because here, Adam Very had written about it, right? Had published the article to his Twitter. Ray responds, "Sir, you understand full well the difference between will be following suit and has followed suit. While I found the recent Leonard Roberts piece you helped create to be insightful and important, this purposeful, misleading variety headline and article is everything but." And the guy says here, "Mr. Fisher, I've made 5 requests through your managers to speak with you since July. I hope they've told you. I'd love to speak with you, and I'd love that after Leonard Roberts' story, you might feel you can trust me. I never want to be misleading. Please DM to discuss if you'd like." So what we have here...
This guy from Variety is claiming that he made 5 requests through his managers to speak with them.
Yes, and there was no response. And yet Tatiana Siegel had sent out to his reps a request for comment, and there was no response. Ray here likes, and here's the thing. Ray does not have to respond to these requests. Let's be fair. He doesn't have to. But at the same time, things that he actually says, Jeff Johns will be following suit, especially immediately following that Joss Whedon had parted ways, is a strong indication that he will be fired pretty soon. Then to say, well, the difference between will be and has, that is very misleading. And that is
it's kind of
twisting.
It's twisting words around to fit whatever the truth needs to be.
And he's very good. Yes, he is very, very good at twisting the words around to fit what he needs, to fit exactly where he wants this to be. And that to me
is how he twisted things last night in regards to about the whole declining thing.
Yeah, right? I never declined anything. What are you talking about? This is entirely bullshit, blah, 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 blah. And again, we know this, that he did this. We've looked at it. I showed you guys the fucking screenshots. This is one of those situations where what we're doing is we're pointing out that there's hypocrisy there. And a lot of our friends in the Snyder fandom have tried to live by the moniker of accountability over entertainment.
Which I understand. It's a noble cause.
It's a noble cause.
I understand the messaging of it and why it was important. I understand why it existed and came about. Right. I understand why people thought that it was a noble cause to fight for.
Yeah.
Right. But the issue is that it seems like it never came from a genuine place.
No.
Or at least it came maybe there's I'm not saying what happened to Ray Fisher didn't happen, but it's all of this was very calculated, and it makes the whole thing appear very cynical. I think that's the real issue here.
Well, and the thing is, though, Ray has been effectively, again, in my opinion, kind of working with Zack Snyder, in order to kind of push out this narrative about everything at Warner's, which, look, again, based upon what Gal has said and what Jason has said and what the findings alluded to, Joss Whedon was a dick. And Joss Whedon was met with remedial action, which caused for his firing. In the process of the restructuring due to the merger, other people have found themselves losing their job. This is not, again, uncommon. But Ray's out there, every time it happens, ringing the bell, like, hey, guys, we got rid of him. We won. This is a step forward for accountability. But it's like, again, this is just par for the course with people who have been let go due to a merger. And that's my biggest thing with that is the fact that Ray Fisher at this point is, again, 100% just completely full of crap on this stuff. Because here's the thing, even then, and then he also, by the way, so February 27th of 2021, a month after the Variety article, the report comes out that Justice League investigator backs DC Films' Walter Hamada after Ray Fisher's claims. And then ever since then, Fisher has been leading this massive attack against Walter Hamada. Like him or not, that's what's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
the person behind that investigation, Johanna Fuentes, if I'm not mistaken.
She was part of it. So was other people as well.
Okay.
But I believe it was a former federal judge or whatever was the person who was actually doing it. Now, McLeod here says, I think it's also important to point out that overall, general concept of accountability over entertainment is ridiculously important regardless of what it's about, except in this case, Ray Fisher weaponized it for very dubious reasons. Yes. And here's the thing.
That's also, a good way to put it.
That is. Now, Firesonic here says, wasn't Matt a champion of AOE, accountability over entertainment back in the day? I was, back when I thought that Ray Fisher was an actual person worth looking up to. But as time went on and the attacks became more callous and more vicious and more pointed, and just, it felt very weird. It felt like sore loser is what it felt like to me. That's what it felt like, is that you have a person who is a very sore loser over not getting the people fired publicly that he wanted, only getting one, and not even the one that he really wanted to hurt, which was Jeff Johns. Now, why did he want to hurt Jeff Johns? He says all these things about Jeff Johns. Other people who've worked with Jeff Johns refute those claims. And then Jeff Johns doesn't get fired, but goes over to get to run his own show, gets a deal. John Berg chose the more political way out. And there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So, I mean, again, I know Keji here says, looks like I came just in time for the Ray Fisher talk. No, you're late. We're pretty much done with it. But I believe I've laid out at least enough of a case to showcase that there is stuff worth questioning about his antics.
And at the very least, it calls into question a lot of what that whole thing stood for.
Yeah.
And in a way, I'm just going to be honest, I feel like myself and a lot of other people feel very manipulated. Because we believed in A over E. We believed in the message. And it feels like was accountability over entertainment ever real? Did it ever actually come about organically because it actually meant something? Or was it all posturing in order to get people removed from the credits of a movie?
Well, at this point, I feel that it was more about putting the hurt on certain people that Zack feels did them the most dirty. Because like I said, and I've said this before, even when Zack left the project, you can be fully aware he knew what was happening with it. There'd be no way he wouldn't know what was happening. Being friends with Ben, with Gal, with Jason, with Ray specifically, he had eyes and ears on what was happening with those reshoots and post-production.
Mm.
And as a result of that, I believe, like I said, I believe fervently that Zack has seen the Justice League version, despite him saying otherwise. And I think that has led to where he is now, which is becoming vengeful, cynical, and bitter.
Right.
And also, in some cases, downright mean. I feel if you're going to look the other way on this kind of stuff. But we also have to talk about messaging when it comes to Mr. Snyder. And Black Ops, Jimbo took off. It's a little late. I get that, Jimbo. Thank you very much, buddy. One of the things here you guys have to remember is that Zack kind of, to some extent, runs a bit of a double angle, right? A little bit of a double life, a little bit of a double persona sort of thing. So, you know what happened today on Vero, right? You see what happened
no,
on
what
Vero?
happened? Oh,
So-
that post. The post.
So
with the quote,
Zach
yeah.
comes out there today and he posts the Justice League, canister poster. Says, "If I advance, follow me. If I retreat, kill me. If I die, avenge me," which is a Marine slogan that was, I believe, taken from the Romans, which makes sense because Marines, yeah. So he posted this on Vero, which has about, I think when I took a screenshot of this, had 2,100 likes, 447 comments. But, when trying to, when trying to signal to your fan base something, you're not going to want to do it where everyone can see it, right? You're going to want to do it in a place that really only they go to, so they can see the coded messaging. And make no mistake, this is coded messaging, because over on his Twitter, he posts the same image and just uses hashtag Snyder cut on digital. That's it. That's a little bit weird, isn't it? His fan base is on both, but he posts two different images.
It's very different messaging.
Very different messaging. And a lot of people have taken that as a wink and a nod. No, Zach knows what's up. Zach knows what's going on. Follow Zach, follow Zach, follow Zach. But here's my question, and I have no idea how true this is. I have no idea. Is it possible that Zach does get a cut, a percentage of the home video sales of the Snyder Cut? Does he get residuals? I have no idea. I don't know. Could be, could not be. I don't know. But again, I find the whole thing to be fascinating. I find the whole thing to be very interesting. When you start to break down point for point for point who these people are, what they say publicly, what they say privately, how they act, you are starting to get a very solid picture of just how far things have gone in regards to negativity, bitterness, vengefulness, and anger. And that's what I feel Zack Snyder has devolved into. I think he is so angry over what happened.
Which I understand why, though.
Exactly.
I'm sympathetic towards that anger. That's why
losing his movie and losing his daughter in the same month. Right? That's fucking
Well,
terrible.
yeah, because let's be frank here. The studio fucked him over. They did fuck him over. They did.
The studio covered their ass. The studio,
the studio did, like, mismanagement with that project screwed everybody over, especially Zach.
Yeah. HBart's here for $5. Thanks, buddy. Says, when will Zach just come out and say, stop, it's over? Never. Never. He never will. He never will. And we'll find other articles of people that are interviewing him and asking him about the harassment and about the toxicity. And he'll wave it off. Well, they're not all bad. Only a few of them are. They're not real fans. He'll say something along those lines. But then he'll go back to his, to Vero, and he'll post something like this, which is a clear dog whistle to the cult. And the thing is, they eat it up. They spread it around. They absolutely eat it up because they know. Yeah, Cosmic here says Zach has basically created a cult. Messaging to his cultists is different to normal people. Yeah, remember the fucking turkey, right? Remember the turkey and how that thing blew up on fucking Thanksgiving. And how many people lost their absolute fucking shit over the turkey simply because of what was behind it. Right? I mean, it's just the more you break it down, it's very, very creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And here, I'll bring up the image again so we can see it.
Yeah, the turkey thing. Yeah. Because now it makes you think, was this just meant to get social media engaging and get people talking? Was this a troll all along? Like everyone thought it kind of was, or had a hint of? Was this meant to rile people up?
Yeah. And then again, even today when you were streaming and CY98 was on, he's like, well, Zach has admitted that everything he posts has dual meaning. Everything he posts has dual meaning.
Mm-hmm. So read that quote again, the one with the reel. Do you know where that comes from?
I think it's from the if I die or if I what is it? What's it?
No, just put it in verbatim. If I advance, follow me. If I retreat, kill me. If I die, avenge me.
Yeah.
It actually has origins in a French rebellion before being
adopted
by
okay.
the U.S. Marines.
Okay. So Henry de la Roche Quelli, I can't definitely. But apparently it's also a Mussolini quote.
Oh.
Yeah, if I advance, follow me. If I retreat, kill me. If I die, avenge me. It's better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep. According to this, it's Benito Mussolini. So yeah, I mean, according to this, it is Benito Mussolini. Now, who is Mussolini? What do you know? What do you know? Benito Amilcare Andrea Mussolini was an Italian politician and journalist who founded and led the National Fascist Party. So, fucking fascism, dude. It's a fascist.
No, I'm sure Mussolini was a nice guy. I'm sure he did nothing. He never did anything wrong in his life.
Yeah. I mean, like, H. Bart's here says Kevin Feige is Mussolini. Yeah, that's fast. Yeah. Have you ever seen that? Google that real quick. Kevin Feige Mussolini.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
It's really funny.
I mean, I don't want to like jump, like say he's like.
I am not calling Zack Snyder a fascist. All right, like I am not calling Zack Snyder a fascist, but it's like, dude, like, come the fuck on. What are we doing here? Now, I know that Zach reads Ayn Rand and he's, kind of into that stuff. And there's stuff that, would probably fit into his worldview. But it's like, if everything he posts has a dual meaning and he rocks this Benito Mussolini quote, which he may not even know is Benito Mussolini. I don't think, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. He might have seen it on like a shirt somewhere. He has a shirt that says that, It's just, oh my God, folks. Yeah, well, Rational here says Zach said he's a progressive liberal. I mean, I'm a progressive liberal, right? But it's like, still, I think it's a dumb thing in general. Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, in this particular situation, there we fucking have it, folks. Right? Like, we're seeing firsthand how cringe this shit's become, and we're talking about it from the perspective that so many other people are simply not looking at because they don't want to look at it like that. They are, in many ways, I think, especially if you look at, like, let's say like Syl and Mikey and things like that, they're running their own little narrative there. I mean, even what Mikey said tonight over on Sills, this is what Max was saying, that Zaslav doesn't actually care about the article, that it's not a big deal, but like Mikey's the only one saying that. That's kind of weird. No other insider out of Warner Brothers Discovery has come out to refute the argument today, right? No other source has something, but magically Mikey Sutton does. Kind of funny. All right, H-Bart's here for $5, man. Thank you, buddy. It says, Cavill is my last hope. If nothing happens at SDCC or post-credits, I'm done with that. Well, buddy, I hate that. I know your birthday was last weekend. I know your party's this weekend.
Yeah, I know.
I hope you're not...
Get a birthday present with Cavill.
Yeah, look, dude, I'm hoping. I fucking hope that we get it, right? Like, but again, looking at everything, and you guys know me, when I talk about stuff, I want to present as much information as I can, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like to do the work. I like to do the legwork. Whereas yesterday, as we watched with Dave the Film Junkie, as soon as that thing popped up, no. Nicotina, Zeberfett, all those guys, Syl, everybody, just Ostrich, Ray Porter. Did you see Ray Porter last night? Ray Porter
would be like, oh, please.
He's like, oh, please, right? And you're just like, okay, Ostrich with head in the ground, man. Like, if you can't even criticize your friends or look at criticisms of your friends that have...
Well, to be fair, though, I'm not expecting him to do that, though. Like, I'm not going to expect...
Well, Ray Porter, okay, Ray Porter doesn't get involved. He doesn't get involved.
No, he stays in his own lane, and he tries to be a very peaceful individual and just tries and stays in his own lane. I respect that.
Yeah. Well, Max, H. Bart's here says, every time you bring up Danny Garcia, Max thinks you're hating on Cavill. Well,
it's a trigger word.
It's a trigger word. But here's the thing with that as well. is like, Danny Garcia is Cavill's agent. It's been 4 years and nothing's been done. If Zaslav was like, why the fuck is Superman languishing? Why isn't Garcia looking at that interview or that report in the trades and then immediately contacting Zaslav's people to go, let's set up a fucking meeting? I mean, maybe she did, but there probably would have been like some reporting on it. But again, maybe I'm wrong. And again, I hope I'm wrong. I legitimately hope that I'm wrong. I'll take whatever L I get if I'm wrong. But for right now, all the data suggests otherwise. You know, Rational here for 5 bones. Thanks, buddy. Says, imagine Rebel Moon wins Best Picture. Rolling Stone will say Snyder Bros harassed the Oscar committee. No, they're not going to run. No, Rebel Moon is not going to.
It's not an Oscar kind of movie.
No, I mean, well, you know, they could go for visual.
I could see
I could see a technical award.
Yeah.
I could see a technical award. I did see someone when I was looking through Ray Fisher's like mentions and whatever today. I saw someone had commented about how Ray Fisher is an Oscar winner.
What?
Yeah. Because of the fan moment for Justice League with the Flash. They're like, oh, Oscar winner Ray Fisher. And you're like, that's not how this works. It's not.
I don't think you know what that word means.
Yeah, they're just trying. But again, this is the delusion on so many people's parts. It's pretty crazy. Now Jess here says Harvey Weinstein's controversy opened the Pandora box of outrage manipulation, like Heard Depp, the Me Too movement, and now Ray Fisher. I mean, well, I mean, like, look, I think
it was the first mega catalyst to a lot of the stuff we talk about now. I don't think it was like the impotence. Like, it was like the one thing that started it all, right? You know, opened. I mean,
no, there was a lot of outrage before that, but that weaponized it in a way of actually getting
rid of people, of talent, and actually getting action taken. Yeah, I
yeah. H-Bart says, if somehow Rebel Moon won Best Picture, would Warner be wanting Zack back? Yeah, 100%. Like 100%, but they wouldn't get him. I mean, look, I don't believe Zack is ever going to go back to Warner's, like ever. Especially if they had to go
not
to
this article, especially.
Well, no. So there are some more. There was one particular pushback article today that got a lot of love, right? Which was really confusing to me, considering the you know.
It's an opinion piece, and offers no actual counter information.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
And I love Paul Tassi from Forbes. I like Paul Tassi. He has great video game writing, but this article is a nothing burger. It doesn't
really
actually
is,
do anything. It's just an opinion piece based on what he read and offering some counterpoints. Not counter information, counterpoints, which is a big difference.
Well, and that was a funny thing too. I saw this floating around today as the antithesis to that article, the Rolling Stone article, right? This was people were going like, well, Forbes is debunking it. Like, no, nothing here was debunked. Not one bit, not by a long shot, not by a mile. Not at all. It's just one of those things where, you know, you just have to kind of laugh at it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just got like another copyright claim on that anime video. I just got the email.
One?
Yeah, it's not. Let's see.
The downfall of $3 theater. Anime killed him.
It's not a claim. Okay, cool. I don't care about that. I just like, it was a fun stream. Anyway, so here, Warner Brothers' claim about a bot-infested Snyder Cut movement don't really add up. Bullshit. I'm sorry. Just bullshit. Now, going on to say here, this is from Paul Tassi. Rolling Stone just published a massive article that goes into detail about a report that Warner Brothers commissioned to dig into the release of the Snyder Cut movement, the online campaign that did eventually get Warner Brothers to release Zack Snyder's full version of Justice League. The conclusion the piece draws is that the movement was helped by a large number of bots. My first thought on reading this was, I mean, of course, as any mass hashtag-based campaign is probably going to be, but reading the actual piece, the claims feel pretty overblown. And a lot of this feels like sour grapes on Warner Brothers' end from their dealings with Snyder and his fans. Now, look, I would argue that two things can be true. Both can be true. Do I feel that whoever talked to Tatiana from the previous regime had clear issues against Snyder? Yes. Does that mean what that person said was not factual? No, it doesn't. But the bots were, if he's like, yeah, the bots were clearly used, everyone uses bots, it's a non-issue. Then that particular, this statement here is kind of like trying to really deflect from that. And also, the conclusion the piece draws is not even really about the bots. It's about Zack Snyder and his behavior.
Yeah.
That seems
it's
to be
more
kind
than
of
just bots. Like that's the biggest thing that everyone's missing. This is not just about bots. This is what frustrates me so much. It makes me feel like people didn't actually read the damn article, because it's not just the bot stuff in the first half. Like the bot stuff is just a part of a larger conversation about the weaponization of a movement and a fandom, and the behavior of Zack and Ray Fisher, and whether or not they actually coordinating or part of weaponizing this online movement.
Yeah, well, I don't, and that was kind of the thing for me I thought was interesting was that, like, again, people really want, like, I think the article chose the headline that it did because of the previous article from the Wrap, and it was kind of in line with that, but I feel they probably should have probably chosen a different, I think they should have probably chosen a different title, to be fair.
Yeah. By the way, Fritz Crawford, I wish I looked like Adam Driver. I'm not that good looking, though.
Don't we all wish we looked like Adam Driver? Holy shit.
I know. I appreciate the compliment, but I ain't that good looking.
If I looked like fucking Adam Driver, man, I'd probably never leave the bathroom. Just keep looking at myself and going like, yeah, Kylo, play with that saber. Anyway. All right. I like to make it weird. All right, so it says here, the main takeaway from the piece is that 2 reports commissioned by Warner Brothers said that around 13% of Snyder released Snyder Cut movement accounts were bots. Well, that's more than double the Twitter average of 5%. Although if you ask Elon Musk, it's more than that. That still does not sound like it all much in context here. If 87% of the Snyder folks were real, that's pretty significant. And I don't think that warrants the takeaway that Warner Brothers was duped into greenlighting the Snyder Cut with an inauthentically large fan base massively inflated by bots. That's really not what the data is showing here. But it's not that's also not what the data is showing. And that's not how this works. That 87% of real people, fine, can still be heavily influenced by that 13%. Let's say, for example, just like using I don't know, fucking logic, because Paul Tassi here seems to be pretty fucking short on it. When you're talking about, again, we mentioned this last night, the 2016 presidential election, the Internet Research Agency out of Russia, run by the KGB, was flooding our social media, our Facebook, our YouTube, and our Twitter with false propaganda that was then very quickly spread around to fucking boomers. And it influenced boomers' opinions. And here's how I want you to, I can give you kind of potentially an IRL example of this, or at least something for you to go and test yourself. How many out there got Facebook? RJ, you got a Facebook?
I do, but I never use it.
Okay, well, neither do I. Well, I use it occasionally. But anyway, do you have any family or friends on there that are conservatives? Especially older people that are conservatives.
Maybe 2, and they're definitely at least age 40 or above.
Sure. Okay, fine. And this goes for anybody. I want you to go on Facebook or Instagram, wherever it is, you might know one of these people that would probably be a Trumper, a Trumpster, or pro-Republican, pro-conservative, whatevs. And I want you to go and look at their feed and look to see if all they do is repost memes without any original thought added to it, without any commentary added to it. Because a fuck ton of my Republican family does this. And it's always the same bullshit. And when I sit there as a progressive, logic-minded liberal, and I ask them for evidence of their claims, I've been blocked a lot by my own family because I ask for evidence. And that is what I've noticed in regards to dealing with shit today. Because I've gotten into debates today on a couple different live streams. Earlier, Prime 76 came on. He kept telling me, I know everything. I know every little bit of details from this shit. I know every little facet.
Hey, by the way, JR Bell, if you want to talk shit, do it to our face. Instead of hiding in the chat. I know you like playing around in Sil's chat. If you want to come in here and talk shit, actually come and do it to our faces.
Yeah, why don't you come on in, dude? 100%, man. Fucking DM me on Twitter and shit. And come on in, 100%, dude. I'm just asking that you bring facts.
Same with the All Elite channel. That little asshole.
Yeah, no. If you disagree with what I'm saying, if you disagree with my assertions, and you have alternate evidence to support those claims, DM me on Twitter, or DM RJ on Twitter, and we will post the fucking link. Or you know what? Fuck it. I will just do this right now.
Oh, shit.
I want to have this conversation with somebody. I want somebody out. There's 112 people watching right now.
Ah, shit.
There's 112 people watching right now.
They're not going to do it, dude. You know they're not going to do it.
So it's like, if you have an alternative opinion about this particular subject, and you have facts to back it up, or at least a very logically minded argument, because I'll grant that, all right? Then there's the link. Feel free to come on and chat. Halogen here, Paul says, is it reverse true for Democrats now? Just curious your take on that. I actually, whenever my Democrat friends post something, there's usually a kind of, like a high moral screed attached to it. But they do provide a lot of their own takes on it. Or they are willing to have discussions. That mostly is the other side of that. He says here, I feel that all the time. I debate my dad all the time. Exactly, man. I love that shit. I love a good debate. Get Dave the Film Junkie on here. I would love to have Dave come on. I have nothing against Dave. All I'm saying is, look, there we go. There's the fucking link. If JR or All Elite want to come on in, hell, you can send it to Sil Abdul himself. I would love that. You can send it to any fucking person who doesn't like me, who's got some information. Send it off. Let it be free. Let it fly, little birdie, and we'll have the conversation.
But what is their group chat called? The Ink. Put in the Ink group chat.
Who's that? Put in the Ink?
The Ink is Sil Abdul's group chat.
Oh, I got no fucking idea, dude. I'm not in that shit. All right.
They're not going to pop on, though. That's the thing. You put the link out there.
I would never shut down alternative views. I just want factually based alternative views. So let me know why you think that certain things are going to happen. All right. Let me know. Anyway, so the link's out there. Let's get back to this shit. All right. I put it out there. All right. Because this is something that, by the way, I just want to say this, not for moral superiority, although it might be a little facetious when I say it like this. Mm-hmm. You know what happens, man? You know what the other side does, right? You look at Sil and those guys. What do? They lock it down, right? Subscriber only chat. Everyone's a mod. Everyone's a wrench. Any dissent is immediately booted. And they just want to keep it nice and cozy in that echo chamber. Whereas I'm like, hey, fuck it. Come on in. Let's have a debate. Have a conversation. Can you best me on this topic? Because I've spent 5 years researching it. And I know my shit. Also, I came off of fucking Gamergate. And I definitely know my shit about fucking Gamergate. So if you're going to fuck with me, have your fucking information. That's all I want. Mm-hmm. That's all I care about. Anyway, let's get back to the article here, because I think this gets interesting. Because again, I think even Paul Tassi here doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Because again, we're talking about like information that has been, that you can easily influence it. Fuck it. Let me just let's get a drink of water here. Actually, can you do me a favor? Can you bring up Geralt's Twitter account?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you grab that one real quick? Because I think I'm not blocked by him. I'm blocked by Mercury, but.
I'm blocked by Mercury too, so I can't help you with that one.
Oh, no, we're blocked by Mercury. Oh, God, no. Oh, my God. So sad.
Well, although his alt never blocked me, which I don't understand that.
Didn't his alt follow you for a while?
It still does.
That's creepy.
Yeah, that's a little weird, but.
Okay. So, all right, we'll hold that there for right. Oh, we'll bring it up for right now. All right. So here's what I'm talking about. Scroll down a little bit. Just kind of look at some of his tweets and everything else. Okay. So, like.
For your haters.
Yeah, right. Like,
this is 41 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Boss knows we love him and he's proud of us. Ignore the haters and spread positivity. Hashtag SnyderCut on digital. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
Exactly. 79 retweets. Just click on that real quick. And like, okay, first one up there, right? Yeah, look, this is now a Zack Snyder fan page.
I don't know
Alright.
if it's bot, but this one, yeah.
I mean, some of these are, if you look at these accounts, like, again, if we go through a lot of them, we'll probably see that a fair amount of them are probably either they have, like, DC stuff there. Like, it's just there's Jeffrey Warfield, of course there is. But again, like, it's people that were sort of Snyderverse. You see a lot of this stuff, right? It's those.
Papa Smurf. Papa Smurf.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying there's a lot of retweets on this, and it's not just this one. You can go to another tweet is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But it's like the idea here, though, is that he just keeps tweeting about it and tweeting
There's
the same.
This one, what a massive W, like Boss once said, can't be more prouder of you all.
Yeah, 152 retweets. A lot of the same people, a lot of the same release a Snyder cut, put it all in there, right?
Numbers.
A lot of numbers, yeah. April 2020, but then just look through what has he tweeted? Okay, just tweets that. All right, Snyder stuff, more Snyder stuff, more Snyder stuff, more Snyder stuff, more, everything he posts is Snyder related. So this person is probably run by somebody else and just serves to retweet content in order to
a lot of the same names.
It's a lot of the same names. And so what that does is it puts it out there, gets it trending, then more people see it. This is what we talk about when we talk about the proliferation of disinformation. This is the same kind of stuff we see.
This
right?
one's blowing up still. It's got 310 retweets.
Yeah, right?
That's Cinewatts retweet every single one. Every single one. And so you start to see this. You start to see just how February 2021, no followers, 20 following. Okay. And again, just keep, how much of that? How much of this is like, there's one picture of a dog. There you go.
Okay. Well, there's that. Okay. We found one. That's good. But see, look at that. But that's literally it right there. This
is their first tweet.
Yeah. So this is is this a bot account? Most fucking likely.
How about this one? Walter joined February 2021.
Okay.
21 followers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Snyder. Oh my God. Holy fucking shit. So it doesn't even take a lot to look into this stuff to realize that
this one, no profile picture, no banner, 3 followers.
August 2021, yeah. Followed by the Air cut. Interesting.
Air cut follows everybody, though.
Yeah, I know.
Snyder.
But again,
Snyder.
All of this is Snyder. All of this is that. This is again, we can go back to the article and stuff. I'm just pointing out this is what we're talking about. When you have got someone like Gerald and Gerald, and they're just posting this shit and gets these massive amounts of retweets, and you start looking at these accounts, that doesn't seem organic. That doesn't seem authentic.
Sorry, Max's video autoplayed.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Right?
YouTube's
but that's what we're talking about here. Right? Now, Cosmic here asks, how many bots do these people use? I have no idea. And they're all going to argue that they're not bots, but they all keep reposting the same thing. Of course,
because they never want to actually talk about,
But if you just take 5 minutes and just start looking into this rabbit hole, you'll start to see that there's some pretty suspicious shit going on. And that these people choose to live every day, 24/7, 365, retweeting Zack Snyder while they're on that account, or retweeting anything related to Snyder on there. Now, is that their only account? Probably not. They might have their own personal account, but these are accounts that are made strictly to push Zack Snyder. And that is why Paul Tassi here is a fucking moron for the shit that he is writing.
I like Paul Tassi.
But this is a bad fucking take.
I mean, listen, he's talking about the bot thing, because I understand that was one of the major selling points of that article. I like Paul Tassi. Like, read some of his video game stuff, dude. It's actually pretty damn good.
Well, he should fucking stick to video games then. Right? Don't you think? instead of writing, go ahead.
Look it up. Click on his name. See some of the stuff he's written.
I don't want to lose my place right now. That's where it's at. I want to keep going
afterward,
with this.
I guess.
After this, we'll take a look. Okay. Paul here says they're bots in essence, if not in reality. Yeah.
That's the funny thing too. Like they act like bots, even though they're not bots. Like the way they tweet and the way they behave is bottish.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not owned.
too.
I'm not owned as they turn into a 4K copy of Justice League. It's just like, come on. Warner Brothers could put out Zack Snyder's Justice League themed fucking underwear, and they would buy it in droves. There could be a licensed edible underwear arrangement, and that like some of those people would like wear it unironically, and everything. It's like there's that right there. Sorry, we're not doing that one right now. Sorry, Kino. No, I'm not. You're not here to debate me on this topic, so I'm not letting you on. I want people to debate me over this topic, not to agree with me. So thank you, but no, we're good. So all right, let's keep moving on with this. All right. So it says, so this isn't to say that the movement is some paragon of pure fan love. The Snyder Cut folks can be absolutely brutal, certainly to Warner Brothers execs, as mentioned in the piece. But I mean, to essentially anyone that dares question the brilliance of Snyder's work or even hint in that direction. I've done battle with them a number of times for extremely innocuous takes. It's also very much seems like Snyder enjoyed this movement being built up around him and did wield it to apply pressure when he needed to. One quote in the piece credits him as saying that he would destroy Jeff Johns and John Berg on social media unless their names were taken off the Snyder Cut of Justice League. But it then doesn't go on to talk about Ray Fisher actually doing that 5 days later. But, whatever, right? Maybe he does. Maybe that's in here. It says, that said, it's hard to fault Snyder himself for being pretty bitter, lest we forget what actually happened with Justice League. Snyder left the project to deal with an unspeakable family tragedy, and it was given to accused harasser Joss Whedon, who both made a deeply bad movie and got in extensive confrontations with Snyder's friends and coworkers in the cast. And there are some real issues with Warner Brothers higher-ups during the whole process. See the Ray Fisher saga. And I think Snyder's position in the article is probably the correct one, that eventually Warner Brothers caved not to the Snyder Cut movement, that Warner Bros. Eventually caved not to the Snyder Cut movement, not because of immense online pressure, but as a way to attempt to drive HBO Max subscriptions, which is where the film premiered. They were trying to leverage my fan base to bolster subscribers to the new streaming service, Snyder said. How did he not already know that, though? I've always found that quote to be weird, even reading it last night. Zack was fully fucking aware what they were doing. Mm-hmm. He's fully aware. And so it's extremely all this. All right. So we do have someone here. All right. Let's see. Let's bring it in. Edgar, is this you?
Heyo, what up?
How's it going? So are you taking me up on my challenge, sir?
Not really, no. But I just wanted to say, hey, I
Oh my God, it's fucking non-Kino. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
I couldn't tell at first.
No, he did well to hide the voice for a second, and then he talked, and I knew it was him. Oh my God. Go away. Sir, please. You're derailing my shit.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
That was pretty funny. I gotta give him credit for that one. That was a good one, yeah. All right, so it's a messy situation, but I don't think the message being crafted here by WB's camp with this leak that turned into an article is doing them any favors. The claim seems to be that the Snyder movement was a few loud fans using a bot army to bully a major studio into releasing a cut of a movie. This is a conclusion that it draws. Saying here, that means a fandom amplified by fake accounts helped shake down a major studio at an ultimate cost to Warner Brothers of more than $100 million to re-release a movie that had already bombed years earlier. But that isn't ultimately the conclusion. Again, it's part of the overall thesis, but it's ignoring. He's here's the thing. I think Paul's being like nicer to Zack to not engage negatively with the fans, right? He'll mention it like, oh yeah, I get why he's petty. But I'm just not going to dive into that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So fine. And then his conclusion.
It's a very short article.
It is a short article. Thank God. It says, in reality, the movement, though often hostile, was very much mostly real people. and it's disingenuous to think that the Snyder Cut was released for any other reason besides Warner Brothers thinking it could earn them revenues and subscribers. Snyder may occasionally go a bit overboard with the social media power he wields, but he's not really wrong in terms of the genesis for how this all started and why it unfolded the way it did. The story Warner Brothers is selling here just doesn't track. But again, outside of the bot argument, you're not really looking at the overall point of this. This is very much just like hand waving Zack Snyder. Well, I mean, I get why he's upset. Yeah, you know, it's really just like they can't say that it's fake. I don't know. So that is that's hold on. Grand Semor Semen or whatever the fuck you're Thrawn. Snyder cult sounds about right, and that's you guys attack people for loving a movie. No, we're not attacking people for loving a movie, dumbass. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this tonight. That's kind of where I'm at with it. So I don't know how you feels or anything else you kind of want to touch upon a little bit on this one, or
people just be stupid. So that's just it.
Okay, Benson here for £5. Thanks, buddy. Says the pastor comparing Snyder's comments about destroying people to a bad day he had with Lamar Burton. No surprise, Fisher's ball suckers defend him. Oh, okay. I know what you're referring to. What Enosh is referring to is an instance where he was at a convention and LeVar Burton was there, and LeVar Burton was in a bad mood. And
he wasn't very friendly.
Like
he typically is.
Yeah. So let me just kind of, again, where Benson is correct here is Enosh is wrong in that analogy, that comparison. The reason why is because the article states that Zack had gone after having his agent call every day to Warner Brothers and having both him and Debbie corner people. This is where it came from. All right. Like, that's where it came from. It's not the same as just, I'm having a bad day at the fucking office. It's not the same thing at all. Zack went to Warner Brothers, cornered a person, and then made the threat. That's a little bit different.
This is done privately. This is actually done privately and with intent. The intent was to make a threat to get something done.
Exactly. That's the whole fucking point. That's what people need to realize here. So again, I'm not throwing shade at Enosh. I'm merely pointing out that I disagree with that assessment. I didn't hear him say it myself, but I've heard the LeVar Burton story before, so that's how I know it. But yeah, it's not the same thing. Not by a long shot here. Rational Skeptic for 5 bones. Thanks, buddy. Says here, so what's Tatiana Siegel's solution to stopping the harassment, toxicity, and bots and fandom? There's no solution there, but it's not her job to offer one.
No, that was the whole point. She wasn't trying to offer a solution, more like taking a magnifying glass and examining what's going on here to address that this exists and that action should be taken. We don't know what the solution is, but we need to address it, acknowledge it exists, so we can work towards finding a solution. That's the point.
So, okay. I mean, that's the fair point. I mean, also, this is a journalistic piece, not an op-ed, right? This isn't an opinion piece. Paul Tassi was an opinion piece. Tatiana Siegel actually did journalism. There's a difference there. So she can't offer solutions. Could she have gone and interviewed somebody to offer solutions? Yeah, 100%. But she didn't, and she didn't have to. It's up for other people to offer solutions in their op-ed response to that. Again, here's my solution to it. I think Elon Musk is 100% correct about Twitter. And I think Twitter needs to get rid of the API that allows for bots to use it. And I think that would solve a lot of problems if we got rid of the bots on the platform. I think they should verify every human user. And I think that those people should be marked as verified. So then we know that they are an actual human user. Now, the downside to that is that does ultimately end up removing anonymity on social media. But as we have learned,
is a big issue.
Which is a big issue. No, that is a big issue. You're not wrong. But I also feel like there's a way that can be done where both parties are satisfied. That makes sense. So, yeah. But again, it's not Tatiana's job to do that. And trying to put that on her is not fair. Bradley here says Adam Wingard openly slammed BVS. That's why Zack hates him. Did he openly slam it? I don't remember that, but
even so, it's irrelevant. I mean, you still need to stand solidarity with fellow filmmaker.
Yeah. So it's like, and again, if someone is asking you, hey, can you, and RJ knows this, but I'll tell you guys, I've known Adam Wingard through a different means since about 2000. Yeah, I told you guys. So I actually emailed. I had an old, like 10-year-old email for Adam that I shot off a quick email to today. And I do not think he's going to get it at all. But I'm hoping that he might. And if he does, and he can confirm or deny what happens, then we at least have a bit of information there. But again, that particular piece of information is not one that I feel is completely should be ignored. I really do feel that Adam was pissed off and asked Zack for help, and Zack said no, which again is to hurt the company. It's maybe not to hurt Adam, but there's always collateral damage on this front, and as a result of that, people are going to get hurt. And if you don't care about that, then that kind of says a fair amount about you, to be honest. Just my humble take on that one. Halogen here says, don't you like it, Matt? This is where where no one can say anything without it being some personal attack. I mean, yeah.
It's been like that, though. This isn't something new. It's been like this. I love everyone. I love everyone. Like, it's hard to have the conversation with some people, and I respect everyone involved, but like, I have the maturity to be like, I'm never going to agree with this person on this, but I still love them anyway, so that's just kind of where I have to be with you. I'm just never going to agree with certain people about the situation. That's okay. I'm okay with that, but I still love and respect them.
Yeah, you were breaking up a bit there, by the way. I could barely hear you, but I got the gist of it.
Oh, sorry.
Mage here says there's no way Zaslav would have tolerated Snyder and his fans. Yeah, that's true. Also, what the fuck is up with that profile pic, bro? All right.
Yeah, what are you doing?
It ain't a motivational poster with pedo bear time. Okay, like,
yeah, man,
it ain't 2007 edgelord shit.
Yeah. Is my audio better, by the way?
A little bit better, yeah. Rational here says, what happens when Lucasfilm pulls another The Last Jedi? How big of a backlash will that cause? I mean, I don't know. I think Lucasfilm is going to do whatever they can to make sure The Last Jedi never happens again. If you want my honest opinion, I think that's what they're going to try to do. So, I think they're ultimately, like, again, DC is currently in a state of
it's a sinking ship.
It will, yeah, and they're trying, and The Rock is probably the one who's gonna save it. To be fair,
because what is he, Matt? What's The Rock?
The Rock is the blueprint.
Yeah, he is.
The Rock. I hate.
He wants to be their Robert Downey Jr. He wants Blackadder to be their Iron Man equivalent. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong on that one. So, by the way, here, so Ash had asked me earlier to bring this up. This is a little meme about soups that she made. This is Soups and Xochitl Gomez.
What the hell?
What appears to be Suge Knight and Snoop Dogg.
What the hell?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't know. Sometimes life goes too far. Sometimes shit gets too weird. I don't know. I just work here, to be honest with you. So there's that. But all right. Let's see here. The other, and then there was another one from HBarts that, just because we were already on the topic of it, I don't want to skip here. HBarts for $10. Thank you, buddy, by the way. If you want to give away any more digital codes, I got a lot I want to get rid of. So HBarts actually provided me with a Ghostbusters Afterlife digital code.
Take it for yourself.
No, I'm gonna, no. I can, I want to buy it. I want to get the set, right? Whatever, I'll watch it, but I'll be giving it away probably. I'll prep something up for tomorrow to give it away, and if
or give it away during like your Comic-Con coverage or something.
Yeah, we could do it this weekend. We could give a couple away this weekend and whatnot. Because I'll be doing, I'm going to try to go live Saturday morning during the DC panel. I think that's...
I know for sure I'm covering the Marvel panel. So I know for sure.
That's I may not... Way. Yeah, if driving is bad, I'll probably not do the Marvel panel, and then I'll just do the recap when I get home. Because that is the other half of my income.
Yeah.
So, there's that. Anyway. Okay, Rational here says, Matt, what can viewers of this stream do to make the fandom less toxic?
Just don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't. Okay, like I know I can be a dick. As I've been kind of a bit more harsher recently. I've realized, dawned on me today that like I've been off antidepressants for a week, and I was wondering why I was feeling so sluggish and so irritable. Right, and then like I'm prepping my meds for the week, and I'm like, where the fuck are my antidepressants? Like holy shit, I've been out for like over a week. So my all my balances are off. My whatever they like not my hormones. Right? I don't know if it's whatever you want to call it, but like that shit's off. So I'm like, all right, I need to go. I have a prescription coming in tomorrow. So yeah. Blaming it all on the lack of drugs. I mean, if you've ever been on antidepressants, then they can fuck you up if you're off them. And every once in a while I go off. I end up there's issues with my doctors. They don't refill them. It takes me like a week to get it. Anyway. But what I would say weed helps. I don't have weed. But I did drink another Rockstar to kind of like regulate me because it does help. But I'll be wired for a while tonight. So I'm gonna go watch a movie. That's what I'm gonna do. Firesonic here says, hey, Matt, completely unrelated, but have you heard of the alleged racism by the costumed meet and greet employees of Sesame Place theme park?
Yeah, I heard about that. This happened in Philadelphia at the Sesame Street land, where someone, one of the, you know how they have like the performers in the suits who like dress up as the characters.
Yeah, I just saw the headline that like apparently
the one playing Rosita apparently ignored two little black girls and did not interact with them at all and waved them away.
What?
And apparently it's been like a weird trend at Sesame Place. Like there's been like some weird racial tension between the costume performers and like children of color. And everyone's making memes about like Rosita being racist and shit.
Jesus, that's so fucking weird, man. Why do that shit? A kid's a kid. You know what I mean? A kid's a fucking kid.
I mean apparently Sesame Place like put out an apology and they said they reached out to the parents and like made things right with them or something. I don't know. You should look into it. It'd be a good like little video or something.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. One of the things is like, with my daughter, right? Cause like we live in a predominantly like white area, but when we go out, there'll be little kids that of people of color. I don't know how do you say kids of color, right? I don't know the PC term for it, man. It's fucking weird, but you know what I'm trying to say. And like little kids that are Black, Hispanic, Asian. And, my daughter, she interacts with them. And like, there's no hesitation, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's really nice to see. I know that sounds weird to say, but it's like, like, it's nice to see because she's not being taught that they're any different. She's not she's not seeing that people are being treated different. People are being treated the same. So I'm very, like when we go out, I'm like always very polite to everybody. Like I'll hold the door open. I'll do whatever. And I try to instill that on her to be polite to people when we go out. So it's like, it's nice to see that stuff. So yeah, man, just like, shooing away two little black girls that's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
At some point I liked watching your channel, but when you're biased, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I am a biased motherfucker. I know, but it's like, what the fuck, man?
It's not even a good troll either. You gotta do a better job.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna time him out for a few. But all right, let me take a look here at this. Make sure I got all the okay. Oh, sorry. Ashoka Tano here says for $2. Sorry, I missed this. I hope the next Snyder movie bombs. I don't, because I don't want anyone to like, I don't want there to not be good movies. But I do want Zack to drop this shit and officially move on from it. That is the healthiest thing that could happen.
Yeah, I don't want Robo Moon to fail. I'm really looking forward to Robo Moon. I think it's going to be good. Also, H-Barts, no, that's not facts, Hans. No, both of you stop.
What are they saying?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. RJ's the whitest Mexican.
And no, he's not speaking facts, Hans. No.
I mean, like, have you guys seen RJ's TikTok? He's pretty white.
It's the lighting, dude.
It's pretty.
I don't
It's
have proper
pretty.
lighting. Listen, I'm gonna try and plan a trip this November. I think I'll be able to actually do something. Maybe we'll see.
To
So
go what? To go where?
That's a surprise.
Oh, okay. You're gonna go get
Can't
it.
say
Get it. All right. Benson here says, Matt, if Wayne T. Carr was supposed to be in Justice League, why didn't Snyder give the prolific actor a role in Rebel Moon? I don't know why. Here's that we don't know if Wayne T. Carr is in Rebel Moon or not. Right? We don't know if he was into it, if he's going to be a part of it or not. We don't know. But I mean, yeah, I kind of figured he would. After all, cool, because Wayne T. Carr had said that some doors had opened as a result of like that casting, even though it was not legitimate. Some doors still open for Wayne. Now that's cool, right? I can't fault that. Like if he got the hookup, he got the hookup, And even I said and I did a video before. I was like the Wayne T. Carr problem, and I talked about like no one has seen this guy act. And they're all like, going, oh, he's our Green Lantern. And then as we find out, Zack did that completely out of the union. He did it, kind of breaching COVID protocols. And it was one of those things where he was meant to, like he was trying to get it in there. But at the same time, and I talked about this on Max's stream before starting this one. But, did you remember, RJ, like there was that hard drive that he took? And Warner Brothers wanted that hard drive back. Yeah. And so and then he said there was a comment in there about how Zack had threatened to delete footage. And
I want to know what the hell that was all about and what the settlement that they reached was. Because that's really interesting to me.
So at some point, there was a couple references to that in the article about the hard drive and the stolen footage or stolen property. And Zack said he had a contractual obligation to the files, right? But not the hard drive. Because those are two separate entities. And that ends up being something that's very fascinating. Because then through a settlement, he returned the hard drive in August of 2021. So what the fuck was on the hard drive? And what the fuck was in the settlement? To me, that is the most mysterious piece of information from this article. And I would love to find out more, because why would she put it in there and not provide any other kind of information? That's a question.
Yeah, I don't know. None of it makes sense. That's just the thing. I honestly, it's just weird. It's really weird.
Yeah. It's super crazy. But all right, guys, on that note, I am going to call it a night because I'm going to go.
Wow, we're ending before the 2-hour mark. That's a rarity.
Yeah, I want to. Well, I've been going like 3 hours the last couple of nights. I'm exhausted.
I'm getting tired too. You know what I've been playing recently? I've been playing I don't know why I just booted this up. I was playing Lego freaking Harry Potter. I have no clue why. I just decided to.
I mean, I bought the they had an Xbox Live sale for Max Payne 3 for like $8. So I bought that the other day, but then I was like, do I want to play it or do I want to just play Sniper Elite?
Yeah. Can I rant about a video game thing just really quickly that I'm pissed off about?
Sure.
Okay, so PlayStation Plus, it got that new PlayStation Plus premium tier?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm a member, right? I subscribe to that. Well, today they uploaded a bunch of new games today, including that new cat game Stray, which I heard nothing but amazing things about. I can't wait to play it. One of the games they uploaded, though, was Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is the PS5 version that has the Yuffie DLC that takes place during the game and after the main campaign, right? So you need to play it to get caught up for the next part, right? Well, they said they were adding to the service, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be able to download that and be able to play it. So I log in, right? So I go to the PlayStation Plus thing, says, oh, unavailable. I'm like, that's weird. I click on it, right, to try and download it. It says, you cannot download this because you already own Final Fantasy VII Remake, right? So I'm like, that's weird. I don't own Integrate, though. So turns out, because people got either they got the disc or they got the game, or they were redeemed Final Fantasy VII on PS Plus from the original game, the PS4 version was on PS Plus. Guess what? You can't own Integrate. You don't get to have the license. You don't get to have it at all.
Now, Intergrade is the upgraded version.
Yes, what they want you to do is they want you to just buy the DLC for $20. So a game that's on the service I don't get to have access to. There's actually been a bunch of articles posted about this. It's fucking bullshit. I'm pissed off about it because I wanted to play the goddamn DLC.
I haven't turned on my PlayStation 4 now in over a year, ever since I got the Xbox Series S. And as much as I want to get a PS5, like,
I'm just saying, I love the PS Plus service, but that pissed me off because I was so excited to get Intergrade, and now it's like, oh, sorry, you don't get access to this. Spend the $20. I'm like, but I don't want to spend the $20. I want to get it for free because you promised me I would get it as part of my membership. So people are really complaining about this and trying to figure out, like, is Sony going to fix this or, like, what's going to happen? Because I'm pissed off because, like, I was promised that game as part of my subscription. Basically, I don't get that version of the game and I don't get access to the DLC for free. So it's like it basically punishes you if you got the game before or if you downloaded it at any point, even though it's previously available on PS Plus.
Yeah, that's not good. That's no good. I would hope that they would solve that shit, but Sony's been really bad on that. It's one of the reasons why, like, as much as I like, there are PlayStation exclusives that I want. God of War, The Last of Us remaster. Yeah, I know I bought it back in 2013 and 2014.
You're gonna really buy that cash grab?
Not right away. No.
$70.
I ain't paying no fucking full 70. I'll wait till it drops to 20. That will be about a year. All right, they'll drop it down.
No, Alicia, Alicia. You can upgrade to the PS5 version for free if you own the PS4 version, like the disc, but you cannot get Integrate or the DLC. The DLC you have to buy, even though they said via PS Plus you would be able to get the full Integrate version. So no, actually, I have to still spend money, which I don't want to do because you promised me I would get it for free as part of my membership.
Yeah, I mean, like,
it's just kind of shitty. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like a licensing thing or they don't know how to, like, detect it. Because Xbox does that smart delivery thing where it's no issue. You just get the best version automatically. Sony's like got to jump through all these fucking rings and bullshit, you know?
Well, because Sony wants your money, man. I mean, that's really what it boils down to is they've always been like this. Sony has always been like this.
Because the backlash today, because people were actually kind of upset about this, that they actually fix it somehow. I actually contacted a PlayStation support because somebody told me, because I replied on Twitter and I made a post about it. So somebody said that if you reach out to Sony directly, they can remove your license because, like, you know, like you get access to the license when you buy something.
Yeah,
they can revoke that license. That way, you can actually just get the Integrate version and redeem that instead of in the store, which is a lot of like loopholes to jump through just to get access to a fucking game.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, I had a rant about that because I was pissed.
No, I get it, man.
So I wanted to play it. Now I'm stuck playing Lego Harry Potter instead.
Oh, it's not the worst game.
No, I know. I wanted to play the Yuffie DLC. Goddammit.
Oh no, I don't. Go buy it then.
I don't got $20 on me right now. Plus, I gotta, like, get the disc version. I just want to download it and play it. I don't want to have to put the disc in and, like, you know, find the game and all that. It's like, fuck that, dude. Like, just let me download the shit.
All right, I get you, man. I get you. But all right, everybody. I'm gonna go watch a movie. I don't know what I'm gonna go watch. I'll go watch a movie or some shit like that. I got to review Black Phone, which I'll review tomorrow when I'm more awake. And I got to review. Yeah, I'll watch something else and review it. Maybe what's a good one? What's like a short but fun movie to watch on Netflix?
There's that Rebel Wilson comedy where I don't remember what it was. Like, she's like a cheerleader that goes into a coma and wakes up and she's an adult or some shit. That just came out.
Well, here Jess says watch Shimonetta. You know what? Maybe, man. Maybe. That was a funny ass. That was a funny. Look it up, dude. I ain't gonna play because I don't want to get fucking tagged again. But like, look it up. Shimonetta. Just watch the trailer. That shit was hysterical. HRS here says watch Eternals. Nah, man, I'm good.
Or watch Marvel.
Yeah, I could maybe. I don't know. All right, I'm not. Yeah, I'm like getting loopy because of the lack of drugs. If you guys want, be sure to leave a like. I'd appreciate that. And be sure to subscribe if you're new. Remember, check out Hollywood After Dark here on YouTube because that will be where the archive of this goes. And I will see everybody later. Have yourself a great night. We'll be back on tomorrow. And